So hello everyone, it's Levcoin here and we are here with the patch notes 11.5 today. So let's jump directly into it. So we are starting with Azir. His W Sand Soldier's damage is decreased. His Sand Soldier's damage is from 60 to 50 to 150. In my opinion, this should not change nothing about Azir. Azir is in solo queue completely unimportant, and he will still be the late game menace. He will still be picked for the same reasons he's picked in pro play, so we can ignore this. Unfortunately, Azir needs a lot more to rise in solo queue. Gragas. Q cost now flat. His costs from 60 to 80 at all ranks. This will not impact Gragas, except top lane Gragas. It's gonna be harder to poke a bit, because of course you need more mana, but if you can snack in a tier, or if you go the AP route, Gragas should still be fine, and this will just hurt top lane Gragas. What's actually sad, because he's an amazing tank, with amazing engage, disengage, actually all around, maybe the best top laner. So the nerfs were foreseeable, because he was picked literally everywhere, but this will not change a lot. Jax. So his base damage growth is increased. He got from 3.38 to 4.25. For some godly known reason that only Riot knows, he gave Jax a huge buff. He's already scaling a lot. At this moment, this is just gonna make him a huge menace late game. So if you want some free LP, pick Jax, play Jax. It doesn't matter if the games go bad. You can just stick to it and it's gonna help you a lot, because these are just huge Jax buffs. So Karma. Karma's Q cooldown is decreased. So her inner flame from 9 to 7, to 8 to 6. For some reason they're keeping buffing Karma. They want to put her in a support position, and I don't see the real reason why they're doing it, because this is really unhealthy for the game. When you have Q, you cast it immediately. Top lane, mid lane, support. You just push the waves, you give yourself and your team a huge advantage, and I think this is all really nice buffs to Karma. Kog'Maw. W damage increased later. So his Bio Arcane Barrage is from 3 to 6% to 3 to 7. It will make Kog'Maw stronger, even stronger late game than he is right now. But unfortunately, as the meta is developing, and there is no enchanter support on the site right now that can protect Kog'Maw, I think that he will not rise in gameplay, but the buffs are always welcome. And of course, you have to sell the skin. Mastery E base damage increased. E Wuju style. From 18 to 50 to 20 to 60. Nobody likes mastery buffs. And for some reason, they're giving him more power on his E. It will help him a bit, but I think he suffers from other problems, so we can ignore this. Pyke. Passive grey health storage decreased. Now adds lethality and increase when enemies are nearby. So it's from 25 to 50% damage taken to 10% of damage taken plus 25% lethality. And it's increasing for 35% when there are 2 or more enemies nearby. This is just a way to say goodbye to mid Pyke. Will he be played more in support for that reason? I don't think so. You need a stable support, you need somebody who can help out the team and the ADC in the lane, so we can forget about this. I mean, it's nice, but it's just destroying mid lane Pyke. Kiana. W bonus damage increased, air damage increased later. So, her bonus damage on W Terra Shape is from 8 to 40 to 8 to 64. These are nice buffs. I don't know why they give her more AP ratio. Like, you want Kiana to start with Doran's ring. Her Air Supreme display of talent got a bit more damage mid and late game. Qiyana is a huge problem for balancing because she's not here to win lane. She's here to run around and be a menace over the whole map. So I think that it's nice to see buffs. They're going the wrong direction. Will this put Qiyana as a viable mid laner? No. If you're a Qiyana fan, enthusiast, nice, but there are not going to be any changes. Rammus. Base health growth decrease. So this is one of the biggest nerfs that I ever saw that Riot Gaming is pulling out. His health growth is from 95 to 80. I mean, Rammus says okay, but nobody else does it. So I somehow feel that this will hurt him a lot. Will he be less played? No, because his purpose is to roll in, taunt one target, get somebody a kill. Why they're nerfing him so hard, I don't know, but I think that this will hurt him a lot early game and mid game. So it's bad because Rammus is a champion that it's fun to watch and fun to have in your team, so sad. Well, we here have base armor decreased and W1 and W2 cooldown is increased. So she's getting 3 less armor in the beginning and her cooldown on W in both cases is 2 seconds longer. It is a nerf, but it's just a placebo nerf. This will not change anything actually because the Rel's W, it has to be timed. And this 2 seconds cooldown will not change how she plays her laning phase. Later, when you get a bit haste, you will not feel it anymore. So, in any case, I think it's a welcome nerf because Vel was taking over bot lane. She's an amazing support, especially in low elo. So I think that this will not change nothing. Samida. They're buffing Samida again because Samida is useless and no, you don't play Samida, like they deleted her from the game. So her base damage growth is increased from 2.3 to 3 and her Q damage ratio is increased later from 80 to 110 to 80 to 120. Yeah, late game she's gonna be better, but I think that maybe people will start playing her again because, as already people said, if you never played Samira until this moment, she will be fine for you. But if you played her and get used to her, then you need to adapt. And people in League of Legends are terrible to adapting to new things. W second hit damage ratio increased, Sejuani, from 5.25 to 6%. Will this make her a good jungler? No. Will she ever be played and be useful? Maybe in an uncoordinated environment, but unfortunately, this will not bring her back. Seraphine. Passive subsequent node damage, decay removed. Node damage from allies reduced, air cooldown increased. So they are really trying to gut Seraphine as an ADC, as an Amid. Did they manage to do it? No. So Seraphine nodes no longer decay in damage to no minions. Nodes from allies now only deal 25% of Seraphine's node damage to all targets including minions. Node damage is from 416 to 424. So it's getting a bit stronger late game. And her cooldown on her ulti from 160 to 120 to 180, 120. They're nerfing some aspects of Seraphine. And I think it's okay to nerf it because she's really overtuned. Like the best champion right now in the game. But the problem is that they're nerfing the wrong things. Her ulti, you cast it once. Her passive, yeah, you have a little less poke. But you forget about all her abilities, her perfect interaction with Moonstone, so I think this will not change nothing. Seraphine's still going to be an amazing mid laner, amazing ADC, and an amazing support. Shaco. W base damage and single target base damage decreased, now deals increased damage to monsters. Goodbye support, Shaco. Unfortunately, it was nice while it lasted, but not anymore. His base damage is from 15 to 35 to 10 to 30, and his single target damage is from 35 to 95 to 25 to 85. But Shaco deals more damage to minions. What's actually really nice, because now jungle Shaco can really do the complete chicken clear, and it's gonna be faster clear, so I like this. The problem is that it completely guts support Shaco, because this 5 damage that he deals more and this 10 early game is actually really nice if somebody runs into a box. It's not here anymore, so forget about Shaco. Trundle. Every patch we see a Trundle buff. They really want to force him back in the meta, and in one moment I think they will also succeed. His Q chomp from 4 to 3.5 seconds cooldown. It's actually really, really huge, because always when you have your Q up, you cast it immediately off cooldown to farm, to poke, to trade, whatever you do to clean the jungle. So I think Trundle will be really good if the tanks keep rising, if we see a tank top laner, if we see still Olaf's Hecarims in the jungle, they're a bit beefier. If we see tanky supports, Trundle in one moment will rise. Maybe also against Udyr. Twitch. This is a thing that Riot doesn't know what to do. AP Red is strong, AD Red feels wrong. Passive Deadly Venom from 3% AP to 2.5 AP, and his errands are sprayed prey damage is from 25 to 55 to 30 to 60, and the duration 6 seconds. These are nice buffs for AD Twitch. Does the 0.5% AP will gut AP Twitch? No. I think that whenever you like to play the red, just decide in which way you want to play it and keep it this way, because I think that the red is still amazing, both AP and AD. Udyr. It's a huge problem. So, Udyr's base health grow is decreased, our total damage decreased. So he got 7 less health. As you see, he got 7 less health, and our boy Rammus does not say okay to this, because he lost 15 health for some reason. And his aura damage is 50 to 275. Yes, maybe Max Phoenix stands out in tank Udyr, but this will not change absolutely nothing, because Udyr has some other problems, and Udyr is strong because of some other reasons. So I think these buffs are just bullshit. Sorry, nerfs. This is completely bullshit. Fixed several bugs related to Magi's and possession. Passive turret dodging removed. This is actually huge. So I don't understand this champion, and sometimes he just rapes through everything. So Viego no longer loses stacks on Magi's Soul Stealer after he possesses somebody, what's nice. But the most important thing here is Viego no longer dodges turret shots that are in the air when he starts the possession animation. It's like if he's Alpha Strike or Elise Repel doesn't dodge turret shots anymore, or better to say lose aggro. So I think this is a huge nerf to Viego, to his diving patterns, and it will hurt him a lot. Maybe not in the numbers, maybe people will not see directly, but this will hurt Viego really, really a lot. So let's jump into items. We have Muda Mana. Muda Mana heavily overlaps with Essence River, both in stats and use cases. So what they're changing here is that basic attacks and abilities deal 2.5% max mana as bonus damage against champions. At this moment, it deals 1.5 max mana as bonus damage. Melee abilities have 3.5 max mana and get a deal of 6% total AD. Will it change something? No. It will stay the same. Muda Mana will be stronger. Maybe even stronger now on some champions like Fiora. I think that's it. Jace, if he opts in the route, maybe Yorick. So we will see more Muda Mana on melee champions. Will it change some builds? No. Muda Mana Essence River is still an amazing combination. Stride Breaker. Stride Breaker dashes didn't feel as powerful as its slashes, so we are balancing both while aiming for power neutral change. So the dash is... The problem with Stride Breaker was not the damage, it was not the slow, it was the dash. Now the dash is longer, okay, the slow is from 60% to 40%, but you still slow them. You have an even wider range of engage. So yeah, Stride Breaker, this I think is actually a buff to Stride Breaker, because every champion who takes Stride Breaker needs a gap closer. And now they get one. Ginzo's Rageblade. So they're changing Ginzo's Rageblade because of Senna. Because of Senna, they're getting a lot more other champions. So convert every 1% critical chance into 2 bonus physical damage on hit, with a maximum of 100 critical strength. Rates on hit damage conversion is now affected by critical strike damage modifiers. It will not change nothing. They will all stay strong, and they're trying to get Senna, but you have to do a lot more to hit the girl. Serpent's Fang. So, we are rising in a meta where there is a lot more shields, a lot more healing, and I think that this is a new Grease Wounds for shields. If you get against a shield heavy comp, if you have an assassin, somebody who can run lethality, for sure you should go Serpent's Fang. I think it's a really, really nice item. Mouth Mamotrius, I will just ignore it because it's 300 gold cheaper, but still 2,800 gold that's wasted. Black Cleaver. Adjusting Black Cleaver to be better suited for longer fights while packing with more punch for its cost. Yep, it's cheaper, it's more gold, it gives you the movement speed again, but in my opinion there are no champions at this moment in the game who can utilize it well. So this will maybe be a situational items when you really need some movement speed, you need some armor shredding, but this will more or less not change nothing. And that was it for today's patch rundown. I hope you enjoyed, and keep your mental strong, and see you on the Rift. Bye.